Welcome back. We are still on Unit 8, Day 5, Composite Transformations. In the last video, we translated this pre-image triangle, and then we rotated it 270 degrees. So we translated it, and then we rotated it 270 degrees. Okay. The next example we're going to do, given triangle ALT, where A is at -5, -1, L is at -4, -2, and T is at -3, 2, we're going to write a rule to translate triangle ALT by the rule XY translates to X plus 3, Y plus 2. Then we're going to reflect the image over the Y-axis, and we're going to graph the results. Okay? All right, so the first thing I'm going to create this rule. XY is going to be, first thing we're going to do is we're going to translate ALT by X plus 3, and then Y plus 2. X plus 3, Y plus 2. Then we're going to reflect the image over the Y-axis. So if I forgot how to do that, I can look at my formula chart, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to reflect over the Y-axis, so my point becomes the opposite of X, Y. Remember, we never say negative when we're looking at any of these rules. The opposite of X, Y. The opposite of X, Y. So this is my full transformation rule. Okay? All right, so starting from our pre-image, which has already been graphed for me, ALT, I'm first going to find A prime, L prime, T prime by applying my translation rule. Okay, so X plus 3, -5 plus 3 is -2, and then Y plus 2. -1 plus 2 is +1. My second point, -4 plus 3, -1, -2 plus 2, 0. -3 plus 2, -3 plus 3, that's 0, and then 2 plus 2, that's 4. So I can graph A prime, L prime, T prime. -2, 1, and we can actually do the translation. Right, my translation plus 3 plus 2, so A is going to go up 3, right 3, and up 2. So here is my A prime. Then L would go right 3, up 2 at -1, 0, L prime. And then T, if I go right 3 plus 3 plus 2, 0, 4 is T prime. So here is my, not my final image, but my like in-between image. So I've got my pre-image here. I'm still working towards my image. Okay? All right, so now when we apply the next transformation, we don't apply it back to the original points, we apply it to the in-between points. Okay? The opposite of X, Y, is going to reflect this image over the Y-axis. So the opposite of X, -2, becomes +2. Y is 1. The opposite of X, -1, becomes +1. Y is 0. The opposite of X, 0, well, the opposite of 0 is still just 0. Y is 4. And remember, we're reflecting over this, the Y-axis. So you can also do it visually. A is 2 away, so its reflection will be 2 away. A double prime is going to be at 2, 1, right where we said it would be. L is 1 away, so it's going to be L double prime is going to be 1 away at 1, 0, right where we said it would be. And 0, 4, T prime is on the graph. That means T double prime is also on the line of reflection, right? And so here is my reflected image. That is my final answer. So this is my image, and this, the original, was my pre-image. Okay, Let's do one more of these before we move on to another video. All right, so given triangle ALT, I'm starting with the same triangle. Write a rule to reflect over the y-axis. Well, I did that last time. And then translate by the rule x plus 3, y plus 2, and then we're going to graph the result. So we've already reflected over the y-axis, but we're going to do that first this time. So let's see, maybe that makes a difference. X, y goes to, remember again, if we've already forgotten, reflecting across the y-axis, x, y translates to, or reflects to, the opposite of x, y. The opposite of x, y, and then we're going to translate by the rule x plus 3. That's going to move us 3 to the right, and y plus 2, that's going to move us 2 up for our translation. Right 3, up 2. First, let's do our first one though, negative x or opposite of x, y. So let's see. The opposite of x is going to be positive 5. Y is negative 1. The opposite of x is going to be positive 4. Y is negative 2. The opposite of x is going to be positive 3. Y is going to be 2. Okay, so let me graph my in-between image. It's not my pre-image, it's not my image. It's like my stop on the way, right? It's my pit stop. A prime is at negative 5, negative 1. Or sorry, positive 5, negative 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1. A prime. And then L prime is at negative, or is positive 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 2. L prime. And then 3, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 is T prime. Here is my pit stop on my way to my image. Okay, so I can see my image just got flipped over from here across the y-axis. I just reflected to the other side. Now we're going to translate. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to translate it x plus 3 to the right 3 and plus 2 up 2. So let's look at that. X, and remember we're doing it to the pit stop values, not my original pre-image values. So x plus 3, 5 plus 3 is 8. Y plus 2, negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. 4 plus 3, 7. Negative 2 plus 2, 0. 3 plus 3, 6. 2 plus 2, 4. And each of my points should be moving right 3 and up 2. So starting with A prime, right 3, up 2 puts me at 8, 1. A double prime. Then we'll do L next, right 3, up 2 puts me at 7, 0. L prime, double prime. And then T, right 3, x plus 3, y plus 2, T, double prime. Here is my final image. So this one is my image, and this one was still, just like last time, my pre-image. Okay? So if we notice the compositions that we did in our second example, which was our first example today, or in this video, and our third example, the one we just did, they were the same transformation. Okay? When I come back here and I look, I'm going to zoom out. If I look at my transformations, we did x plus 3, y plus 2, and the opposite of x, y, and then we just switched it. The opposite of x, y, x plus 3, y plus 2, right? So they're the same transformations, the same sets of transformations. We just switched the order in which we did them. So my question is, does that matter? Look at my final image results. I'm right here where T is on that y-axis. The whole thing is above touching the x-axis, right above it, right there near the corner, near the origin. Look at my final image when I flipped the order. My final image is much further to the right than in this one. So when it asks me, does the order that I do the compositions in matter, would we say that order matters? I'm hoping you're saying, oh, yeah, I can see that that definitely matters. My end result ends up in a different place depending on which transformation we do first. So the order is definitely going to be important when doing these transformations. Make sure we do them in the order they've asked us to do it. Okay? In my last video today, come on back, we're going to be translating triangle TAB, 4 units to the right and 2 units down, and then we're going to reflect it across the y-axis to these points, and we're going to find the coordinates of the pre-image. So unlike what we just did, we're going to be working backwards. They've given us the final pit stop, the final stop on our journey. We're going to have to go backwards and find our pre-image. So we're going to have to go back to the pit stop and then back to the pre-image. All right, so come on back to see how to work all the way backwards for that. All right, thank you so much for watching.